Well, hello, everyone. Hope you all are having a terrific Tuesday. Feel like my hair is looking crazy. Okay, let's see if my co-host can. Facebook, we don't want to have no problem tonight, please.
How you doing?
Hey, good evening.
Good evening, good evening.
All right. Well, sound like we don't have no feedback, so we should be good to go.
That's right.
Okay. Do you want to take a minute and share this on your page?
Yeah, let me do that.
Good evening to everyone
I
tuning
did. I
in.
shared it to my page.
Please take a moment to share this to your page so that some other people tune in. Oh, you gotta share it.
Yeah, I'm still sharing it with the other stuff too.
Okay. Well,
Go ahead, let's
we
go.
want to welcome you all to tonight's episode of What's Coming Out of Your Mouth. Tonight we're gonna be discussing what's your love language, and in doing so, we're gonna be using some topics out of this book, 100 Ways to Love Your Husband and 100 Ways to Love Your Wife. So, since we all know that we getting ready to go into the month of love, Black History Month, which whatever February means to you, but at the same token, every month and every day you should be loving on your spouse or your partner or whatever you consider that person to be. So we're just gonna
Absolutely.
talk about that a little bit tonight, if you all don't mind. So I didn't introduce us. My name is Shay Wallace. This is my co-host.
None other than Pete Fairley.
Okay. And so we just gonna kind of jump around a little here and there. And if anybody want to comment down below, I already put this poll on my page. But if you didn't get a chance to do the poll and you want to answer some questions in the comments, feel free. We talking about love language, so we want to know what's your love language if you know it. How do you love on your spouse? How do you require someone to love on you? And do you know your
Mm.
spouse's love language? And are you all loving each
Well,
other in y'all love language? And if not,
ooh,
can you be in a long lasting relationship if you all are not loving each other in y'all love language?
there's some serious stuff tonight.
Okay? So, first of all, you got to know what the love language is in order to do it. So,
Well, yeah, cause sometimes y'all can be talking over our head for all these different um lingos, and the man just want to know exactly what you're talking
mm-hmm. Well, I mean, don't you
about.
think so? So from a man perspective, what you think? Like when you meet a lady, should she be like, well, this is what I like in a relationship? I mean, that's basically the same thing.
Well, yeah, yeah. I mean, I think, older you get, you gotta get right down to business. You gotta be dating with a purpose.
Absolutely.
So you need to ought to be telling them what you mean. This what I like. This what I'm going. Cause you get caught up sometimes. You can say, "Where we going with this?" So you might well go and let that thing out there from the door. Now, if you talk about I speak pig. Oh Lord, what is the word with the love language of pig?
Well,
But anyway, you have to lay that
you
thing
know
on
about
out there.
that pig Latin too. So
Pig language is love language.
no, that's not your love language, but you and your spouse could have a secret language that you all speaking. And like I said, when y'all around people and you want to say something without everybody else knowing,
Yeah.
sometimes it could be a look. I think that could be a love language because sometimes you have a certain look that only your spouse can give you, only you can give them, and y'all vibe off of that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you and your spouse should be able to definitely give each other a look, and it ain't just always to shut up or come on or whatever. But it's that, you know what I'm saying? When
Exactly.
y'all look at each other, y'all should be able to have that connection. With like, okay, now
Exactly. So
you,
your love language, it could be anything. It's just, the way you connect to your spouse and the person you love and the person you're growing to love. So,
yeah. I think in a relationship, you are going to develop some kind of love language. You should develop a love language. Cause
but
that love, I mean,
do you think you
do I
should
think what?
come with a love language? Like when you begin a relationship, you want to let them know from the door. I like a person to buy me gifts. I like a person to, I like to hug. I like to hold hands.
Well, I mean, if a person, I think like this right here, a man definitely should come to the relationship with something that he know that he gonna do for a woman already, right?
Right.
Think about that. Cause a man now he should be trying to woo his woman. She should feel a certain way when he is in her presence.
Yes. Yes. Come on now. I'm feeling
Now
that.
that's a real man. That's a real man now.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm going when I was going for my wife, when I met her, she knew when I came around I was gonna make her feel a certain way because she's my wife. I'm trying to get her. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to impress her. I'm
Right.
trying to show her certain things. But it's also important after that phase wear off. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it will wear off. It will wear off. That you still have some kind of connection with your spouse that can never wear off. Because
Right.
if it wear off, that's when y'all gonna separate.
Right. I
You understand what I'm saying?
I agree with that.
So my natural love language that I will bring to a relationship is my natural touchy feely personality. You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly. And
Me, me and my that's what I bring. If my wife was not a touchy feely type person, we couldn't be together. Because
well, not
even sometimes
necessarily.
now,
Not
oh
necessarily.
no,
I,
necessary to me.
I'm saying like in the beginning when you met her. Say if she was
Oh, in the beginning, yeah.
Yeah, in the beginning, say she wasn't a touchy feely type person, but then she realized that's the way that you loved on her, and she became accepting of that. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you may not know something that make you feel love, but as you be with that person, you might not say, well, he liked to touch on me. He liked to be touchy feely. I wasn't used to that, but I like the way we vibe when we do that. And to this commenter, it's an expectation, but we're considering it a love language. So do you think that's true? Before I go to the comment section, if she wasn't that like in the beginning, it could work because she grew into
If she
that. Just say she wasn't a touchy feely type person, which I don't think she was in the beginning.
well, I wouldn't say she was or not because when I got with her, she went with the flow. She went with the flow, baby. I had her going where she needed to go, and that's why she's still here. You
Right,
understand what I'm
I agree
saying?
with that. But what I'm saying is, sometimes you meet a person, you may not know how you love like a person to love on you until they start doing it.
Of course, sometimes it is not. it is not released in you because you ain't been in a situation.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So
But now, when you get with a person who
introduce
likes to do that,
your
you
love language
realize
to
like,
her.
huh?
You introduce your love language to
You
her.
definitely introduce it.
Right, and she reciprocated. You know, and
Oh yeah,
she
she
introduced
reciprocated.
right, and she introduced her love language to you. So, like, my question was, does your partner reciprocate your love language? So for y'all, y'all do. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
So, okay, so let's read a few little comments. We got a little people chiming in. So, someone says it's important to know not just your spouse's love language, but also your relationship, friendship, and even children. There are 3 versions of the book: marriage, dating, your child. I definitely agree with that. I think in a relationship, knowing how a person likes to be loved and interacted with is very important. Somebody says they come to love language and it's an expectation, and it's called chemistry. So I think that's all in the same boat. Love language aren't developed. You come with it. Words means nothing to me. Gifts aren't important. Gifts aren't important to some. You can approach your spouse or friendship or your child with yours and expect for them to adapt. Okay, well she think that you can't bring yours and expect them to adapt, and so I think that can maybe go either way, because it kind of depends on how the person is into you, if they will adapt or not, or maybe you can adjust it to them. What's your thoughts on that?
Read that one more time. Read that.
Love languages aren't developed. You come with it. Words mean nothing to me. Gifts aren't important to some. You can't approach your spouse or friendship or child with your love language and expect them to adapt.
I mean, I in that situation, I think you can expect for them to adapt, and if it's strong enough, and one thing we can learn about love, love is an action word.
Absolutely.
So if they showing you this and it's got meaning behind it, and it's real deal with action, I think you can adapt to it. But
Yeah,
that may
so
not be the end all. That may not be the end all be all in that relationship. That person requires more than just that specific love language.
right, it may not be just that
Or
one thing, but I think that I can agree on. I can look at that both ways. You cannot just automatically say, "Well, I'm a touchy feely type person, so they're gonna have to be that, or we can't be together." But you can adjust.
oh, I think hold up, time out now. If it come down to something like that right there, if a man is touchy feely and the woman don't want him to be touchy feely on her, I don't think that relationship gonna work.
Well, that's what I think. I think
That's
that
me now.
yeah, that's your opinion. I think that like I said, I can see both ways. Yes, you would think that, and then on the flip side, I say you also can probably adjust it, because they can say, "Well, I'm not a touchy feely type person," and then they may say, "Well, we can just do that at home, not in public."
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I think it could not necessarily say, "Well, I'm not gonna do it at all," but we can do it how it's comfortable for both parties.
See, because you have to, because one thing you realize in a relationship is this right here. You have to compromise now. You know
Absolutely.
this. Everybody has to get, so you cannot completely be shut down to something.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You cannot be completely shut down to something. You got to try to something. Because one thing we realize now, as we say, love it. When you become in the marriage, you become one. So loving that person is also loving yourself.
Right. Okay. So someone says when you bring love to their love, it is a compromise that we both bring our love together as one. My love is your love, and vice versa. Yeah, I agree. You know what I'm saying? You both parties coming with different ideas and all that, but eventually y'all gonna merge everything together, and they gonna do what they do and you do what you do. And so I can agree with that. You, what you think?
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Okay. If your love language is quality time, but your husband works all the time, but buys you gifts to show his love, will you still feel loved if you're not receiving quality time? See, and that's what my point is right there, is that can you continue a relationship with someone who is not loving you in your love language? So what you think about that?
Quality time is irreplaceable.
Yeah, I agree.
And then we gonna stick right there. Regard. Quality time is irreplaceable. You can't have a relationship without the quality time. Eventually, it's gonna fall off. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
you're gonna have
You
to put
have to
time
spend
in.
you time. Listen here. Without time, you have nothing.
Hmm.
What else do you have? If
Right.
you don't spend time with a person, how y'all together?
Right. And how do you continue to build a relationship? However, I do think that some people would continue the relationship, you know, because they just make it work by just accepting the gifts. But I think long term, that relationship will begin to fall off, because if you desire something and your spouse is not fulfilling that desire, such as quality time, and that's a realistic thing, even though he work a lot, but if even when his off time, he try to put in quality time, then you know what I'm saying? That's on the way. But if you're not getting, what your requirements are, he loving you just the way he think you want to be loved, I don't think it could continue long term.
Well, check this right here. As grown folks, we know that a person have to work, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course.
So in those situations, we have to realize this right here. When you off, it's not a I may get with you. I may spend time with you.
Mhm.
No, it's a guarantee we're gonna spend time together. You have to. It's a requirement. Those things matter. That's where the quality time come in.
Right. Well, okay, so she's saying, but that's not his love language. His love language is
If quality,
receiving a gift, so he's throwing his love language on you. Right. So that's what I'm saying. Oh, I think personally that every love language that your spouse has, you may not necessarily adapt to. But some of it, I mean, it depends on which ones that
well,
matter most. What you think?
look, the thing like this to me. Hold up. Wait a minute. Now, everybody got different love language.
Yeah.
I think if a person think quality time is not one of something they should have, you need to reevaluate your relationship with them. Hold up.
Yeah, and I agree on that.
If
Now,
just getting come on, let's just be real about it. If just getting gifts is enough, what you is? You they mama? You Santa Claus? Who are you?
well, thinking that term, but I think that it without the quality
But you
time
got
and
to be
all
real
that,
about it.
you're not allowing the relationship to develop more. Because I mean, your relationship grows as you spend time with that person and you learn more about them, they learn more about you. So I mean, quality time to
Okay.
me is not necessary, may not necessarily be a love language, just a necessary requirement of a relationship.
Yeah, I just feel like this, quality time. So do this is my question to her. Do quality time is her love language? Is that what she's saying?
Okay, clear that up for us, Miss House. You said
I just want to know, do
it's
she think
love language, or that's your requirement.
or is that just her requirement? You understand? 'Cause- 'cause I'm kind of stuck right there. I don't know if quality time is a love language.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it's more a requirement.
I think with some people, like think about some people, they want to be with their person all the time, 24/7. Like somebody that love to be under you, you can't go nowhere. I'm finna go here, they gonna ride with you and all that. So I don't know. So we gonna let her chime in. Oh, okay. First of all, thank y'all for so many comments
She
tonight. We
she
can't even keep up. So let me see.
She
Somebody
said
said,
she referring to the book.
okay, she referred to the book and she said, what?
And so what? Let's read the one she talking about.
The
Which
book
page are you on
ranks
of the
them.
book?
Read the book, Pete.
Yeah, she going off on me. The book ranks them. Read the book.
Okay. Is this in the husband book or the wife book? Well, it's probably the husband book, but she read it. So let me see what she says about the quality time. Well, the book is 100 ways to love your husband or to love your wife.
Right.
So one of these, these are 100 ways of how to love your spouse. So she's saying that quality time is one of these ways, which we agree with because we're saying the same thing. Is that quality time is a must in any relationship. Spotty time ain't quality time, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so really we in agreement with what she's saying. That in reference to the book, quality time is one of these ways to love on your spouse. And
I do agree with this right here. Quality time is a requirement. We're not gonna go past it.
right.
It's definitely a requirement.
Right.
And if you don't have quality time, your relationship will fail.
Right. I
Right?
agree with that 100%.
Can we stick it right there? Can we put a pin in? Can we put a pin in that one?
Yes. Okay. I don't see which number that is, so we probably get to that because we're gonna kind of be discussing this throughout the month of February.
Oh look, okay, look, read that last comment.
The 5 love languages are receiving gifts, quality time, words of affirmation, acts of service, and physical touch. Okay, so I guess I should have posted that. Thank you, Ms. Wallace. So if you had to say your love language out of these 5, what is your love language? And does your partner know this love language and reciprocate it? So have you said, for example, that my love language is quality time? And can you be in a relationship? Can the relationship continue if these love languages are not being met? So, in our opinion, what you said, quality time, that's an automatic. Okay, here goes somebody.
So, what you say? You brought it up. What's yours? Which one yours? Since I talked about mine, which one is yours?
My love language. My love language.
Yeah, which one of them?
I think all of these are my love language. I love quality time. I love words.
You gotta pick one. Picking one right now. Which one you gonna roll with tonight?
I want to pick just one. Okay, I'm gonna say that my love language is words. If I had to choose, which I feel all of them, but words of affirmation. To me, telling my spouse or him telling me he loved me, oh, you look pretty today, and different things like that. I like that. I think all of them is my love language of how I like to be loved. I like quality time. I like you to give me words of affirmation, acts of service, doing something nice to me, physical touch, hugging, holding hands, kissing, So I can't really choose. If my co-host say I gotta choose, I'm gonna say words of affirmation. And so let me see, we got.
I think that's my wife. I just want to know. That's like more my wife. My wife want to, I bet if we had an action tonight, she probably would go with that one.
She said word of affirmation. So if his wife is tuned in, what is your love? What is your love language? Okay, well, if you say your wife, then I think Trey's love language would probably be maybe acts of service. I think he like you to do nice things for him. Definitely, I would say physical touch for him. Okay.
See, my wife likes, my wife likes, know that we all in. You know what I'm saying? We got it, baby. We're gonna get it. And so that's kind of under communication too. So you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, word. I mean, you talking to him and you saying nice things. So you said yours was physical touch, right?
I'm physical touch.
So let me ask this then. Do y'all think that most men's love language or one of their love languages is physical touch? I want to say yes, because you know men nasty.
But you gotta think about this too. Think about this right here. Check this out. Physical touching, well, quality time kind of can go with all of them.
All of them can kind of go together.
Yeah, they can kind of go together.
Yeah, they all hand in hand. That's why I'm saying you can't really choose. But however, some people, they may not like physical touch, but they want quality time. You know? So let me get some comments. This is a good topic. I think love languages focus on how you receive love, not how you give love. The book focuses on them as receiving. So, for example, if gifts are how you receive love, hold on. So, for example, if gifts are how you receive love, then their partner needs to try to give them various forms of gifts, but the partner needs to share what his or her love language is, so their partner will know how to give them love. Yes, exactly. We're saying how you receive love and how your partner receives love. That's exactly what we're saying. And we're saying, do you love your partner the way they receive love, and is your partner loving you the way you receive love? Okay. Woo, got a lot of comments.
Hey, but check this out right here. Hold up. Check this out right here. So, if people say the gift is a love language, so do gifts make them want to love their spouse? Ooh, a gift. Ooh, yeah. Oh, I like this gift. Ooh, hey.
Well, that's not necessarily saying that. That's saying that I like to receive gifts. So you know I like to receive gifts. So when you buy me gifts, then you loving me in the way I like to be loved. You know what I'm saying? Like you may just bring your wife flowers just because it's Wednesday. If you know she like to receive flowers, then you loving her in the way she like to be loved.
Cause I can see that. I can see that. Yeah, because my wife do like when I get her just because gifts.
Right. That's right. So they just, she like gifts. Some people don't like flowers. They say they gonna die. Like we were talking about this at work. And that was a lady was saying, don't buy me any flower because they only gonna die, so she feels no attachment to that. So that's not how she required to be loved, is through receiving things like that.
Well, one thing about a man should already know, if you buy them flowers, they ain't finna do nothing but ride.
Right, but some women still like to receive flowers. Regardless, they gonna ride either way it go. It's still a nice gesture.
Yeah, video. And, stuff like that is just sweet. Sometimes a simple note. Sometimes a simple note is something nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean,
it's all kind of ways. It's all kind of ways. A handwritten note is the thing.
Oh my gosh, yes, that's just everything. So it's just showing they put thought into it. That's words of affirmation. So but it just depends on. It varies from person to person.
Because my thing is this, like here, buying a card and putting your notes in there, writing it in there. That's what it do.
Yes, absolutely. I definitely agree.
Yeah. Because I like to put my own slapper writing on that paper to my wife. I'm telling you, I put that slapper writing on that time.
I don't even know how she can read that writing, but I guess she didn't learn that.
That's love, girl. When your wife loves you, she'll learn to read it.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. I'm sure she learned it over the years.
12, 13 years, you can't help but do
it. Right. Okay. So we had a lot of comments down at the bottom. I'm going to read a few more, but we're going to go ahead and start on the book. I think we should have had the love languages paper up here before we start.
Y'all need to make sure y'all go and vote on that poll. Make a poll go high.
Well, it's not a poll. It's just they can comment. They can comment on it. It's just a list of questions.
It's just a list.
Yeah.
Make sure you comment on it. And then check this out. While y'all doing all these commenting stuff, make sure y'all go like our page. Tell them how to do it. Tell them how to
Yeah,
do
the
it right
page
now.
is
Tell them.
already on here, but not only like the page, but share the podcast so some other people can join in. Since you all are really it's not, it's way up there. I had to put on it again. Since you all are really into this topic, um, women love the small stuff. Yes, they do. Something small and
Now,
just
women love
thoughtful.
the small stuff. Woo! They love the small stuff. Well, I know mine. I don't know about another one. I know about Valerie.
Well, you just think he just saying women in general. I ain't there saying you know about another woman. You just saying a woman in general.
Yeah, a woman loves small stuff. That's even in simple things. They love it in every aspect of life. The small things to women matter.
Right, absolutely. I definitely agree. So, okay.
And and talking about that before we get to going. So a woman should learn that small things to men don't matter as much. So when you get with a man, you got to lead him towards that. Teach him that small things to you matter. Blase
Right.
this, blase that.
Absolutely. And
Okay. All
we
right.
have somebody just Miss Finley put the 5 love languages profile. So if you don't know your love language and you want to learn it, she got the website on here. It's a free quiz. So I pinned that down below if anybody want to take it. He said 20 years I have learned. Absolutely.
I believe because
You gonna if you really
20
want to make your
years.
relationship work, you gonna keep seeking to learn everything you need to know about how to keep your wife happy or your husband happy. You know,
You go
all areas.
you gonna continue to learn because you ain't never through learning when it comes to a woman or nothing in life, period.
I don't want to come to a man either because everybody's constantly evolving and growing to another person. So long in 10 years in the relationship, 20 years relationship, you're not the same person you was when the relationship first started. You don't have the same
Well, in
requirements.
20 years, yeah, in 20 years, you probably done been 3 or 4 different people.
Absolutely. So and I think this is a great thing that we're talking about because the divorce rate and is very high nowadays. So we really want to communicate these things because I was just listening to some right before we jumped on. They were saying that 50% of American marriages fail, and we want to keep the love going and keep the marriages together. So I hope you all don't just think we just on here jibber jabbing and take it seriously.
No,
So you want to ask that
no,
question from that interview that we saw before we go into the book?
let's ask you got it wrote down.
Yes.
This the question.
Okay, so this
Type
is
it in there. Type it in there. Pin that on there. They need to see this. Pin it in there.
okay. So the question of after all this, the love language, all that. So question of the night: is sex a plus in a relationship or a priority? And this question was answered by a man, in which he felt like it's a plus. So I want to definitely get some male perspective if any males left on here, and then females also.
Did you put it in there? Did you put it in there?
I'm putting it in there. What you think?
Is sex a plus or a priority in a relationship? I think sex is a plus in a relationship.
Do you think that because after you see his reasoning, the guy's reasoning, or
no? This is what I'm gonna say right here. This is what I'm gonna say. Sex in the early stages of life is a priority in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
The more you grow into being a man and a woman, and you want things and you want to do stuff and you want to be stronger in your relationship and in life and stuff, it's a plus. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Because it's not all about sex anymore. It's more about what you and the person can do together. You understand what I'm saying?
Right. I think yeah, I agree. I think it's a plus. I mean, some people are highly sexual, so it may be more so of a priority, but I don't think that it's an all or nothing thing. But I think
I
that's
mean, you gotta have it. You gotta have it, but it's a plus.
right. I think it's a personal
Cause
thing.
not to cut you off. Let me talk again. Not to cut you off. Because this one thing I know. This one thing I know for sure. You can sex a person down all day and all night, but if ain't no emotional there, y'all ain't gonna stay together. So it wasn't it was a priority for no reason. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
So cause your priority should go lie with the emotional. Cause
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Your wife gonna tell you all the time, we need to emotionally attach. You need to communicate with me.
Hmm.
We not emotional. That's why equally yoked stuff comes. Your
Right.
partner gonna tell you that. I know my wife gonna tell me at the end of the day. Feed my emotional. Feed my emotional.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that 100% because like in regards to what you were saying, if there is no emotion behind it, or if you all doesn't have anything else outside of good sex, then the relationship is
It's
not
over.
gonna grow and it's not what you think it is. So I think that's where you can look at it as being a plus. You know what I'm saying? But if your relationship is based off sex and nothing else, then it's gonna be a priority because in that sense, that's the only thing really holding the relationship together is the sex.
But it can't hold it together.
But if you can sustain your relationship without sex, then you got an awesome relationship because the sex will only make the relationship better.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that's what I
But
think.
I
Um,
don't think sex alone can hold a relationship together.
I
Not
don't
a
think so.
successful
I mean,
relationship.
yeah, not a real long lasting relationship. I agree. Someone said it's a priority. Someone says I think it's a plus, especially if the right chemistry is there. Gotta have the chemistry, otherwise it's like you're just doing it out of lust. Right, absolutely. So I mean everybody know we all adults now. We know that it's a basic main component of a relationship. We're not saying that.
It's one of the
But
components.
we're watching that interview to hear a man say that sex was not a priority, it's a plus, was something refreshing to hear because he brought up a good point is that if you all are loving on each other, communicating to each other, and he said making love to her mind while y'all on the
That's a,
y'all don't have sex. Now come on now, you want that more? That what make you want to have sex with the person when they making love to your mind, and you know you stimulated based on how he treating you, what y'all talking about, how things are going in your relationship.
and most women know that's true because y'all are emotional creatures. Women are emotional beings. Tell the truth. Women lead off their emotion more than men.
Yeah, that's
Let's be
right.
real about it.
That's right.
Don't don't take it personal because it's not a personal thing. Women lead off their emotion.
Right, I agree. I'm just, yeah, you know I gotta
Okay,
entertain you.
so you want a man to make love to your man. You
Mm-hmm.
want him to be attached to your emotion or thing. You want to feel everything gonna be all right.
Right,
You want a man to make you feel that we got it. I got it, boo. Me and you against the world.
right,
You understand what I'm saying?
right,
So if you feeling like that and he got you on that high right there, the sex is and on top of it. Oh boy, y'all at the ballpark.
right.
Can't nobody tell you down. You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I definitely agree. Someone says, but it brings you to a certain level of intimacy, trust that otherwise could not be achieved. Yeah, I mean, I agree with that because I mean it's a main component of it. If you're looking for a relationship with longevity, sex won't do it because age will take sex out of the equation. Now that's very true. That's one reason that a relationship cannot be based on sex, and really, in all honesty, it can't be just based on looks, because you don't know how a person gonna age, and you know, as the older you get, your body become limited. So if your relationship is
But
just based off of those things, you're gonna be miserable.
this is my thing right here. Questions like this speak to who the person you're with. If a person is answering a question like this in their latter ages, they not growing.
Yes,
You understand what I'm
yes,
saying?
I definitely agree.
I tell people this all the time, and me and my wife, we make time, I tell this all the time. What a person require at 18, they're not gonna require at 28.
Right,
What they require at 28, they're not gonna require at 38. You
right,
started growing.
right.
You understand what I'm saying? Your best bet is to be growing at the same rate. Because sometimes in the relationship, somebody's gonna outgrow the other one. The other person gotta be willing to catch up.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta be willing to catch up now.
Yeah,
Because somebody, that's life. One gets to outgrow the other one catch up, the other one outgrow the other. That's just life. People grow separately, but it's about staying steady, getting back there,
yes,
bringing the other
yes,
one with you.
yes. I definitely agree. And I think, and you and Malachi made the same point. It's all really about age, and I think that you do have to check your maturity level and your growth rate, because you have to realize what's important and why it's important and how it's important to the level that you are at in life. Because
You gotta
as
think
you
about it
grow,
like this.
it's different.
Huh?
As you grow, you gonna look at things differently.
Oh yeah, you look at it differently.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? It's just like now, back in the day, you get you real quick and real quick. Now you go in there, you try to get you quick, and somebody might be knocking at your door. You understand what I'm saying? Everything comes with a relationship. Kids, all kind of stuff comes with a relationship that stops sex from happening on the regular.
Right.
That's when you learn that it's more to a relationship than sex anyway.
Right.
You
Absolutely.
understand?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You know,
Yeah, but that come, it come with age, it come with maturity, and it come with, that's gonna be there either way it go. You know what I'm saying?
but still and foremost, I want to say this right here. You have to be careful the reason you fall in love with a person.
Yeah, that's deep.
That's real now.
Yeah.
Because look, if sex is the number one reason you fell in love with that person, I think it's a 85% chance that relationship probably gonna fail.
Yes, it may, and the percentage may,
Maybe higher.
yeah, it may be higher than that, because that doesn't secure the relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are y'all doing outside of that? What are you building a relationship on outside of sex? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then what if the person cannot deliver on the sexual part? Then what? You know what I'm saying? So there's many more components to anything, any relationship other than just sex. You know what I'm saying? But I think for a person building a relationship off of that, then they wasn't really intending on, it's not really a relationship, and they weren't intending on being in a relationship. They were just having the sex, and they just continue to be around each other and do the other stuff to let sex lead the relationship.
So how big is the emotional support?
The emotional support is 100,000.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
That's the key component, right?
like you just said, women are emotional creatures. You have to be able to read your wife or your whoever. You got to be able to read your spouse and know what they need. Some things need to be expressed, but some things you got to be able to read and know. Okay, well, she kind of down today. She in her feelings. She needs some emotional, uh, support versus she need me to go and lay her down and wear her out.
Yeah, yeah.
So you.
The real that's specifically the real. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
You gotta have a whole lot of stuff that go into it.
I,
But at the end of the day, if you can't look at that person and say I love her heart or I love his heart, that's another thing.
now that's
If he
another.
ain't got a heart, if his heart ain't made to go or her heart ain't made to go, how can you be with him?
Right. Well,
Because
I agree on that, but I think that well, you would know that from the beginning. But in some instances, people have to grow into themselves. You know what I'm saying? Depending on, I think that's another thing that can depend on the level that the relationship is in or the age of the person. Because your
see, cause
person,
like look at that last comment he said. I like that right there. That's a big one. Woo!
cars, clothes, looks, and sex will fade. And sometimes
That's I love that.
finances
I love that. Let me
will change.
talk on that right there. Cars, clothes, looks, and sex will fade. That's right there. That's popping. Cause guess what? Eventually, a real man, he gonna put you in that car. A real man, he gonna give you them clothes. You understand what I'm saying? A real man, he done set you down. Eventually, that ain't enough no more.
Right. Yo,
Or a
you
man who own this thing. If he can't do the rest, you still don't want him. It
right.
ain't enough.
Exactly. Because I mean, a relationship based off material things or surface level things is not gonna last anyway. Because if you want to look for what they can do for you, is you should require more than that in order to have a substantial relationship.
Yeah. So, and that's when you gotta be willing to grow.
Right. And so I see that you and him on the same page. Well, most relationships start wrong because they are led with sex. So once the sexual newness wears off, then the problems come and they see the person who they really are. Absolutely. Because you spending so much time in the bed, you not focusing on who this person really is and who they, you know what I'm saying, what they really have to offer. That's why the relationship not gonna last because it's all about just sex.
Yeah.
All you time is
You just gotta be willing to grow. I just think you just gotta be willing to grow. You
mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? Because every like we said this earlier. Your what you want change over time. Your wants
Right.
or requirement from a person change over time. And that person gotta be willing to grow with you and you gotta be willing to grow with that person. And
Right.
that's what makes a relationship stronger when y'all can go through some stuff and y'all can still love each other because it ain't like it used to be. You
Right.
understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Cause let's be 100% real about it. The best sex in the world, that person ain't gonna be to give you that forever.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
He gonna get old, she gonna get old. Y'all ain't gonna be able to do it like y'all once did. You gonna go from 2 to 1. You must 3 to 2, 2 to 1. You know how it go.
Yeah.
You know how the situation go.
Yeah.
Everybody gets old. Now you work more because you had a serious job in a career. It's
Right.
always something that's
Right.
gonna take you away from what it used to be. But when you had an apartment, now you got bills and you got a family. So now
Right.
you gotta work. It's always gonna be something that's gonna take you from what it was in the beginning. So if it's just on that sex, your relationship gonna die, you gonna fold.
Right.
And that's just it.
That's just it. That's point blank.
That's it.
So
That's point blank.
that's point blank on that. So that Malachi says, learn them and earn them. I agree on that. What if all you want to do is just go to Walmart and what if all you want to do is just go to Walmart and look at stuff? Well, if both of y'all like like going to Walmart and look at stuff, could be a part of y'all quality time. If that's what y'all do on Saturdays, go to Walmart and see what they got. Then if both parties,
Oh, that might be y'all date night.
exactly. Y'all go to Walmart and
Y'all
window
go to
shop.
Walmart, y'all go over there Subway and eat with y'all and
Yeah,
eat.
right,
Yeah, I mean that's quite the time y'all doing it together.
right. Okay, she said,
You grab a booty a little bit while you walk down the aisle,
right.
stuff like that.
Yeah,
You might get mad and slap your hand or something, but
yeah. And I mean, and that's something like that. That's when you think about to me, what makes a relationship. and it's whatever things that both you are happy with doing. If she like going to Walmart just look at stuff and you fine with it, and y'all do that when y'all can, that's cool. Why not? I mean, each relationship gonna be different.
Cause everybody different. You know what I'm saying? You might like to go to Walmart. They might like to go to the dollar store. They might not
Right.
like to go to Lowe's. You
Right.
might like to go to Barker.
Right. Right. Absolutely. Okay. Somebody said this was a good topic. This is a part of the conference talk for next week. What's love got to do with it? Unmasking love, lust, lies, and sex. Ooh, that's a good topic. Unmasking love, lust, lies, and sex. Thank y'all. Thank you for tuning in. Mr. Malachi, Shamika and I always used to say, "Can I still love you?" when we're sitting on the porch and waiting on the mailman. Right. Cause to me,
Oh, that's dope.
that's how much in love I want to be with my husband. That when we have nothing else in this world, we got each other and we love each other so that deep that we don't have to have sex or we don't have to do this or do that. It's that connection that's still so strong that what drew us in to begin with. Because when you get to the old age, that's all it's gonna be.
You gotta think about this. When you get to old age, and when you see older couple, put it this way: when me and my wife see older couples, and I might talk to them. I always try to talk to older men or whatever. I be asking how they doing or whatever, and he be telling me. I said, man, I be doing well when I get to your age. You
Right,
understand what I'm saying?
right,
Because that's such a beautiful thing to see an older couple still holding hands,
right.
still walking around together. That's some of the most beautiful things you can see. Two older people, they can barely walk, but they holding each other up.
That's right. That's right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mhm.
That's that undying love. Well, something else I see that I have seen over the years. A man or a woman will die, it won't be long after their spouse dies.
Right, right.
That's stuff that, man.
Mhm.
They be so lost without the next person.
Right. And you think
Love,
about it.
love is so much. And you are put on this earth to share your life with somebody else. I
Mhm.
really believe this.
Yeah.
I think you put on the earth to share your life with somebody else and give kids to the world, reproduce, right?
Mhm.
He tell us to do that. Be fruitful and multiply.
Right.
That's why it's so beautiful to raise a family.
Yep.
And a real man should be a family man. If
Yep.
you got a man and he not showing you that he a family man, I don't think you need him. I don't think you need him. If
I.
my daughter, if I had a daughter and she brought a man home, one of the first questions I would ask him, are you a family man?
Mhm.
And how can you take care of my daughter?
Mhm.
Because you want a man, when he give your child a daughter, he gonna be there to support her with that child and that house.
Right. I agree. I can agree with
That
that.
that's it.
I can agree
That's
with
it.
that.
Because at the end of the day, when you shut the world off, it's nobody but you and your family.
Mhm. That's true. Now you right.
That's it.
You right. Okay, y'all. Well, this has really been an enjoyable podcast with you all tonight. So we haven't touched on the book, so we're gonna cover. We're gonna pick about 3 different ways that you can love your wife, and then you can love your husband, and go over there, and then we'll get deeper into the book next week. Thank you all for all your comments and all your input. This has been a good topic, and we want to continue to talk. Like I said, we're going into February to the love month or whatever you want to call it. But when you with someone, you love on them every day, and we know we just want to strengthen the
Absolutely.
love and the connections that everyone has or everyone is developing. So let me pick about three. Ooh, this is a good one right here. Three things out of the How to Love Your Husband. And I wanted to say that my husband and I were reading this book. Well, he was reading the wife, and I was reading the husband one, of course. And I think it kind of teach you a lot. You know things, but to read it, it kind of get in within you because it make you get a different perspective on things. So I would say this one right here, number 43, is keep having fun together. So we kind
That's
of
a
touched
good one.
on that. For the rest of your lives, a little bit of fun can go a long way. Well, you that's just like saying continue to date your person throughout your relationship. So I think that's with anything. What you think?
Yeah, you got to continue to date and do all those things.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I just pulled up on one. I just was flipping through and I stopped at 66. It says, show approval with the way you look at her.
Mm.
It says, she can feel what you are thinking and what you are feeling, whether or not you approve of her or what she said or is doing. Your continuous and general demeanor is important because her expert, no fail radar is always scanning and picking your signals. That is so true.
Mm-hmm.
So the way you look when your woman is, first of all, let's start right here. Don't nobody know you more than your woman. Okay?
Right.
A woman, she reads everything about you. Your demeanor, you walk, how you talk, when you mad, when you sad. So that right there, that's show approval with the way you look at her. I mean, she know she know if you into her or not, or how you look at her.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
You understand what I'm saying?
That's
She
true.
knows she says something that is you disgusted with.
Right.
You understand? So I think that's a good one right there. So I always try to show approval.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's good.
I think that's
Hmm.
good too. Um, because you wanna like we were saying that women are emotional and you wanna or words of affirmation, you wanna know that your spouse is into you, still into you, and they wanna know if you're still into them. Which sometimes it can show either
Yeah.
way, but sometimes saying it or doing a little look or gesture to show it goes a long way as well. So
Yeah.
I think we can just end it on that two little points. You think, or you want to do another one?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's good. We'll start back up next week since we had such a great discussion on everything. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want to be long winded. So, continue to date is a must. You have to take time to make time. For Shamika and I, it's Saturday morning breakfast date. That's right. I mean, either way, anything worth having, you got to work at it and work forward. So you got to continue working on it as time go by.
One thing about in a relationship is it's always required for you to do your work.
Yes,
You
sir.
know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's always required for you to do your work. And, and one thing of honesty is a big part. You know,
Ooh, now
the
that's
the
true.
more and more a man can, the more and more a man can get to being honest is a big thing. Because
Right.
we suppress so much stuff. You know what I'm saying? Or being
Mm-hmm.
open. Put it that way.
Open and
A lot of
honest.
times, open and honest. We take our problems as suppression because we feel that men should do this, and that's some
Right.
stuff you got to continue to work on.
I definitely agree. Well, all right, you guys. We want to thank you all so much for tuning into tonight's episode of What's Coming Out of Your Mouth. Thank you all for all your feedback and input. Thank you all for being receptive of us tonight and all the other
Amen.
you all have been tuning in. Please, if you're just watching at the end, please feel free to like our page. Feel free to share this podcast, or feel free to comment, even if you just watching the replay. We love reading your comments and getting your thoughts and ideas on our topics. So we're gonna end with our prayer as always, and give you a little closing thoughts.
Well, I just would like to say I just thank everybody for all the comments tonight. I think it was a very fun podcast, very informative. Continue like you say, share it, and thank you guys for just being a part of this podcast. Continue to let us do our thing and grow into doing the podcast. and showing us that y'all are agreeing with our topics, that y'all like what we're telling you, invite people in. I mean, I think we just loving where it's going and where it can go.
Absolutely. All righty.
Hmm.
Okay. So go ahead with the prayer.
All right, next we're gonna close the prayer. Oh, gracious Heavenly Eternal Father, we just come to you tonight, Father God, saying thank you, Lord. Thank you for another wonderful podcast, Father God. Thank you for another wonderful topic. Thank you for my co-host again, Father God. We thank you for everybody who's have got on tonight, Father God, and shared their inputs, Father God. We hope that something was done or said on this podcast tonight that can help people in their own relationship, Father God. That can strengthen their relationship, Father God. But I always want to always tell them, like you always say, a relationship is nothing without God being in it. And
Hey.
In the Ephesians, you said, Father God, we should love our wife like you love the church, which is your bride, Father God. So a man should always know that he should have all love for his wife and continue to show her love, Father God. Thank you for everything you're doing and what you're going to do, Father God. These blessings I ask in your son Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Amen. Awesome prayer as always. Awesome prayer as always. Okay, you guys, thank you again for tuning in. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. And if there's nothing else, this has been your episode of What's Coming Out of Your Mouth. Good night.
Deuces.